Hello skaters, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. I am Coach Julia and today's tutorial is a little bit of a challenge. We are going to be taking our camel spins and turning them into catch camel spins. All right, so if you haven't learned your camel yet, you want to go through and learn that. I'll post a tutorial link down in the description below so you can check out my tutorial for a camel. If you already know how to do a camel, then we're in the perfect place to get started. I'm really excited because I have a skater who's going to help me out with some demonstrations today. We have a new coach on staff named Christina, and she has some gorgeous catch camels. So the first thing we're going to do is check out what her beautiful catch camel looks like. All right, so now let me tell you how these camels are going to go. I can do them. My back isn't quite as flexible as it used to be. That's why I'm so excited to have Christina helping demonstrate. But I will show you the fundamentals of how these spins are going to work. So the first one we're going to do is the same foot catch camel. Now this one I don't think is as pretty. You should know how to do it, but it definitely doesn't have the same elegant appearance as a crossfoot catch. What we're going to do is we're going to start out with our camel spin. And once you're spinning, you're going to take your right hand and face it up towards the ceiling. I imagine I'm carrying like a tray of food. If you've ever been in food service, imagine you have a tray of food, or you're going to high five the ceiling. Okay, so you want your palm up, all right, and it's going to go behind you. You're in your camel. You're going to turn your palm up, bend your leg, and then you're going to stick your fingers in to the opening inside the middle of your skate and pull up. So from our camel, just imagine I'm spinning. I'm going to bend down a little bit because it takes the pressure off my hamstring. Turn to the ceiling. I'm going to grab that opening. Keep this left hand back for pressure and pull. Okay, so you want to bend down so that your hamstring doesn't have so much stress. If you go straight into a camel and then try to pull that hamstring towards your body to grab your foot while you're spinning, you're gonna pull a muscle and then your progress is gonna be set back. So the way to get into it is by compressing, making everything a little bit smaller and then rising back up into that camel. There's two reasons why you want your hand facing up to grab it. One, then you can hold the underside of your blade, the part that's not sharp. So if you have your hand facing up, then you can go to the not sharp part down here, all right? If your hand is facing down, then you have to grab onto your blade, and if your blade is very sharp, you can cause yourself to have little nicks and abrasions on your hand. You can even cut it pretty bad if your skates are very, very sharp. So that's one reason. The other reason is your shoulder does not rotate as well or as far if your hand is facing down. If your hand is facing down, your shoulder at some point is going to block you. Whereas if your hand is facing up, your shoulder has a full range of motion. So for both of those reasons, we're going to take that hand, face up, hold that like you're a waiter. You're going to go underneath that little pocket in the middle of your blade. So let's break this down one more time. So you're going to wind up into your camel, get that good left shoulder pressure for a lot of speed. Okay, we're going to condense down. You're going to get that foot, pull up, and then push back with your left hand the entire time so you can keep that pressure in your left shoulder and your spin doesn't slow down too much. Now, what things that are going to help with this? Obviously, really consistently working on having a strong, fast camel, but also working on back flexibility. The more flexible your lower back is, the more mobility you'll have to lift that leg really high, and you'll have a cooler looking, same hand, same foot, catch camel. let's move on to a crossfoot catch camel. In my opinion, this is a prettier camel. Again, you should learn or at least be aware of both of them, even if you're gonna focus on one. So a crossfoot, you're gonna do basically the same rundown, you're just going across your body. So we're gonna start with that camel. Then we're gonna go down, cross, and lift. Okay, so you can see which of those two I like practicing better because one was a lot easier to get into. Let's look at the details on this crossfoot catch. So we have the same basic mechanics for a crossfoot as we do for a same foot. So we're gonna go into our camel position. Okay, just imagine I'm spinning right now. We're gonna collapse down. This time I'm gonna grab my heel and then I'm going to pull up. All right, and again, the more flexible your back is, the higher you're gonna be able to get that leg, the more impressive this spin is going to be. Now the hand hold for this is a little bit different. Let's look at that. So for the crossfoot, I am gonna be holding my skate with my left hand. Now just for reference, I am right-handed and I prefer to rotate counterclockwise. So I'm giving you directions in that direction. Okay, so I'm spinning on my left leg. I'm in my camel. Okay, I have a nice pressure in my left shoulder. I'm gonna collapse down and get my heel this time. So I'm holding the base of my heel. Now there's different options. You can also go inside. All right, so you could do the same thing where your hand is shaped like you're holding a tray of food, and you can go inside and pull, or you can get that heel. Now when you get the heel, imagine you're holding a glass of water, okay? So that water is facing up. Don't pour your water on the ground. Keep your water in your glass, all right? And that way you can insert your heel where that glass would be. If you go down, we have the same shoulder mobility problem that I talked about the other way. You want your hand facing up because you can move your arm all the way through. If your hand's facing down, if you pour your water on the ground and then get your skate, you can only lift your arm a little bit. So keep your water in your glass and then just insert your heel where that glass would be. Okay, do not try to grab the top of your blade. Again, if it's sharp, you might cut yourself. So you want to hold your glass of water, put your heel inside. So when we drop down to get our foot, the shape is a little bit different for a crossfoot than a same foot. So let me show you what that looks like. So for a same foot, we're staying with our foot on the same line as our leg. For a crossfoot, we're gonna be in our camel, and I want you to make a 4. Do you see the letter 4 I'm making with my legs? This does two things. One, it reduces all of that tension on your hamstring, so you're not gonna pull a muscle. Also helps with your proprioception. So you can feel where your foot is, and you're not back there going, where's my foot? All right, I have seen students where their hand is like an inch away from their foot and they just can't find it. But if you can feel it touching the back of your leg, you know where your heel is, and you can get it really, really easily. So as you go into that camel spin, normal camel, right? Beautiful camel. Drop down and make a 4. Get your heel, and then you can pull up. Since your shoulder, your left shoulder is behind you, that helps with pressure into the spin, so you keep your speed. Some people will keep their other hand out. I like to bring it in front. I imagine that I'm Belle from the Beauty and the Beast, and I'm reading a book. All right, so you can visualize that. I think it looks really pretty when your hand's in front. So we're camel, letter 4, grab your heel, lift up, Beauty and the Beast. All right, skaters, I hope you enjoyed this somewhat challenging spin tutorial. I would love to see your versions on Instagram, so you can tag me at Skating Coach Julia, and I can check out all of your fancy camel spin variations. If you enjoyed this video, please do give us that thumbs up. And as always, I'm looking forward to reading all your comments in that section down below. If you haven't done so yet, then hit that subscribe button so you can see all my videos when they come out. Happy skating, and I'll see you next time.